Hey everyone, I'm Laura Colby, Manager of Administration for Campus Dining. Let me start by saying thank you for being here. We love what we do, and we want you to enjoy our fun, people-centered culture while you're here at work too. This orientation will take you through some of the basic things you need to know about working for Campus Dining and give you a glimpse of some of what makes us who we are. To get us started, our director, Rich Huffman, will give you an introduction to Campus Dining, who we are, and how we do what we do.
Thanks, Laura. Hi, everyone. I'm Rich Huffman, Director of Campus Dining. I'm going to start with a question. What do dining plans, conferences, presidential meetings, and karaoke parties have in common? If you guessed food, you're right. Campus dining is at the heart of every gathering, from students who live here to visiting dignitaries coming to meet with the president. Our goal is to provide an outstanding impression of to everyone who sets foot on this campus through our trademark hospitality, great food, and service. The community and students we serve are counting on us to bring that every day. So we're about way more than food service here. We're about happiness, well-being, and making people's day. One thing you've probably noticed in your time on campus is the massive construction underway east of the Lomason building. That's going to be our new 37,000 square foot world-class dining center. It's slated to be completed in July of next year, 2024, and we're pretty excited about it. The food zoo will eventually be demolished and we'll be able to provide our students in the community with great dining experiences and a fresh variety of international, local, and comfort foods. Stay tuned for updates and a move next summer. Here is our mission: to advance student success through exceptional dining experiences. Our mission ties into UM's mission in an up-close and personal way. We inspire a sense of community by providing good food and great experiences. Our interactions with our thousands of guests each day are so impactful. We make a huge difference in every student's experience at So, what does it take to uphold that mission? First of all, it takes skill, culinary skill. Knowledge of food safety and the highest guest service standards are all part of it. From our award-winning culinary team to our managers and registered dietitian, we have enough wisdom and expertise here to pull off concessions for 26,000 Grizzly football fans or exquisite banquets for hundreds of visiting VIPs. And of course, delicious meals for students. Second, it takes great food. It's easy to be enthusiastic about serving food you're proud of. And so we prepare our food from scratch, using chef-inspired recipes and sustainable local ingredients whenever we can. For instance, a lot of the fresh produce we serve in the food zoo comes from our very own Iron Grizz garden on the South Campus. The beef we serve is raised and processed at a ranch 11 miles away. Talk about knowing where your food comes from. Most of us are acquainted with the rancher. Lastly, it takes positive attitude. If you're intentional about it, you can actually choose your outlook each day. And you can choose how you react to things that happen. There's always more than one perspective to see things from. At Campus Dining, we purposefully and intentionally aim for positivity as often as possible. It's up to us to make people's day. And that's one of the most fun things about being in our business. Start each shift with the goal of making someone's day better, and you'll be amazed how many times even a smile can make a difference. And here's the bonus: it can make you feel good too. So what even is campus dining? Campus Dining, or UMCD as we sometimes abbreviate it, is first and foremost a business. So campus dining, by definition, is the exclusive self-operated food service for the University of Montana. As a auxiliary department, we don't receive money from tuition or the state of Montana. We are responsible for earning our own revenue and paying for our own capital projects, equipment, and expenses such as rent, salaries, renovations, and remodels, and of course, food. We also contribute a portion of our revenue back to campus. Campus dining is made up of three main parts: residential dining, retail dining, and administration or operational support. Residential dining primarily serves students who make their home on campus. Our retail locations serve the greater campus community, such as students, faculty, and staff, and the Grizz football fans. Lastly, our administration staff are there to support the operations with the business side of food service. One final thing I'd like to say about campus dining: we function as a team. Our employees, you, are our greatest resource. Altogether, we employ about 70 full-time employees and 300 student and temporary staff. Those are large numbers, but we've discovered that every person brings unique talents and strengths that can help the team. It's our goal to make sure you feel welcome and enjoy the time you spend at work. You probably get enough stress trying to navigate campus life. If there's something you need to feel confident and comfortable in your workplace, let your manager know, and they will help you work it out. Our associate directors are great listeners too. In closing, thank you for being here. We know your time is valuable, and we appreciate every minute. I look forward to meeting you in person soon. Bon appetit.
Thank you, Rich. Next up, we have Colton Buford, Assistant Director of Catering and Sustainability. He'll bring us into the loop about some of campus dining's sustainability projects. Hey, Colton, what's up?
Hey, Laura. First, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into this part of the orientation. Campus dining is pretty forward-thinking when it comes to being sustainable in what we do every day. We want you to be informed what we're up to so you can inform others what we're up to. So I'm going to tell you a few main things we're doing to take care of the community and the planet. Like Rich already mentioned, we're in the process of building a new dining center. It has all the bells and whistles needed to qualify for LEED Silver. We're very excited about that. One of the first things you'll notice as you start working here is we have a passion for local food. We have many local and regional businesses and farms who partner with us. For instance, our beef supplier is a ranch 11 miles away and supplements their cattle's diet with the spent grain from Kettle House Brewery. The cows are humanely and sustainably raised, and the beef is great. Everybody wins. We also have our own half-acre on-campus garden at the Iron Grizz on South Avenue. In 2022, we harvested 3,183 pounds of fresh produce that was served in our venues. Here are some of our other initiatives. We work hard to keep pre- and post-consumer waste to an absolute minimum. Food Zoo composts virtually 100% of its post-consumer waste. Everything but our ice cream novelty wrappers is picked up by a local compost company. Our kitchens and coffee ops compost their scraps and coffee grounds. We use compostable packaging almost exclusively, and we're continuing to look into new products that we can reuse, compost, or recycle. We provide zero waste bins like these in the UC Food Court and Rise and Rooted in the Lomason building. If you want to be part of the solution, you don't have to look very far. Things that we can't use that are still wholesome and useful, we donate to homeless shelters and food pantries. Another thing we've done is eliminate plastic bags from our convenience stores. We offer guests reusable cloth bags at a cost in case they need something in addition to their backpack. Campus dining's focus on sustainability is steered by a committee of 10 UMCD leadership staff and student employees. We collaborate with the UM's Sustainability Office in trying to inspire campus-wide participation in areas like recycling and composting. To close my topic, here's a short video that shows what the life of a carrot raised in our garden might look like. If a carrot had a life. Do carrots have lives? Anyway, thanks for listening. Welcome to the team.
again. I hope you enjoyed that. Colton's great, and he's always up to entertain new ideas. If you have questions or would like to chat with him, here's his contact information. Now I'd like to introduce Campus Dining Executive Chef Brian Heddleston to talk about food and workplace safety. Brian brings 30 years of culinary leadership experience to UMCD, and he provides a wealth of knowledge and creativity to our menus and kitchen operations. Brian?
Thanks, Laura. For many of you starting with campus dining, this will be your first time working in a food service environment. Our first priority is making sure that our staff work in a safe and secure environment. To accomplish this, there are a few things to keep in mind. When you start, make sure you know where personal protective equipment is located. This includes gloves, safety glasses, and masks. Know where the fire extinguishers and AED devices are located, and know where the first aid is kept. You'll be asked to work with a variety of restaurant equipment and chemicals that you may not be familiar with. This includes espresso machines, steamers, meat slicers, broilers, or degreasers. You will be trained in the proper and safe use of any equipment or chemical you use on a regular basis. However, if you are not trained in a specific piece of equipment or chemical, make sure the manager is aware of this before you use it. Ask if there are any special precautions you should take. If you do receive an injury, such as a cut or burn, make sure you notify your manager immediately, even if you don't think it's a big deal. In most cases, it's just a trip to the first aid kit, but your manager will help you decide whether you need more immediate medical care. Campus Dining has developed a variety of procedures to keep its staff safe. Injuries occasionally happen, but with training and proper use of safety equipment, they can be eliminated. Our staff are the first line of defense during an emergency within our operations. This could be a fire, an injury, or a guest having a heart attack. The most important thing in any emergency is to stay calm and make sure everyone is safe. Contact your supervisor, who will call 4000 or 911. When emergency response personnel, such as EMTs, police, or the fire department arrive, follow their instructions. You can better prepare yourself for these situations by knowing where the first aid kit and the AED defibrillators are located, where the safety data sheets are held for chemicals, and in case of a fire, your exit route and rally points. Serving safe food is as important as serving delicious food. Every year, 48 million people get sick from foodborne illness. Every case is completely preventable by following a few safety guidelines. Always wash your hands before starting work, and wash them again anytime they could become contaminated. This includes touching your hair or face, taking out garbage, or using the restroom. Clean your work area thoroughly. If you work with raw chicken, clean and sanitize your workspace before moving on to cutting vegetables. Make sure the food you cook is cooked completely, and that we hold hot food hot and cold food cold. This means keeping hot food above 135 degrees and cold food below 41 degrees. Between 41 degrees and 135 degrees is the temperature danger zone, wherein bacteria grows best. And finally, Don't work when you have fever or gastrointestinal issues. This could be a sign you are suffering from a foodborne illness. You can easily pass that along to our guests through the food you are cooking or serving. In the United States, approximately 32 million people have food allergies. That's about 10% of the population above the age of 18. And while allergies can vary from individual to individual, we recognize 9 major allergens: milk, egg, peanuts, tree nuts, wheat, soy, fish, sesame seeds, and crustacean shellfish. When helping a student with allergies, remember that some allergies can be life-threatening, and we want to be as transparent as possible when serving food. This means providing information on ingredients in our products and our recipes. If at any time you're unable to provide that information to the guest, seek out someone who can, such as a manager, supervisor, or a chef. Never guess. Campus Dining employs a registered dietitian. The dietitian is responsible for helping students with food allergens navigate our dining operations. If a guest is struggling with their options, let them know that they can reach out to the dietitian online through our website or by calling the Campus Dining main office at 406-243-6325. Lastly, in the event that a county health official drops in to inspect your area, notify your supervisor immediately. They will notify the manager and the executive chef who will accompany the health inspector on their inspection. Be calm and be courteous.
Thank you so much, Chef Brian. That information is super valuable. Moving on, we'll cover a few basic policies and then we'll let you go. Here we go. Let's talk about scheduling. Most campus dining locations have a static work schedule based on their hours of operation. Others are driven by events such as catering and concessions. We facilitate all of our scheduling online through a website called When to Work. It's also an app you can download onto your phone. Your manager will get you set up with When to Work on your first day. If you become aware of a conflict, let your manager know as far in advance as possible. You may be asked to find coverage for the shift you're unable to make. Clocking in and out is another procedure your manager will walk you through on your first shift. Be sure you're in uniform and ready to go before clocking in at your scheduled time. Next, be sure to talk to your manager about the protocol for calling in for illness or emergencies. And should you need to call in, please call at least 4 hours prior to your shift. Be aware that holidays, breaks, and finals weeks may still be work days for your area. It's best to confirm these with your manager well ahead of time. Lastly, I have to mention no call, no shows. If one staff person doesn't call and doesn't arrive for their shift, it has a domino effect on the whole team, impacting everyone's workload and the service we like to provide our guests. Even one of these could result in termination. So yes, plan on avoiding those at all costs. Communication is everything. Next, to talk about uniforms and dress code. Don't worry, we're pretty chill here. The most common uniform required is a campus dining hat, apron, and name tag, along with a clean, appropriate shirt, long, tear-free, hole-free pants, and skid-resistant, closed-toed shoes with socks. Depending on your work location, you may be asked to wear a uniform shirt that will be provided to you, such as at the Iron Grizz and Catering. We ask that you wear your name tag, and in most locations, a campus dining baseball cap. Your manager will let you know what the requirements are for your area. Some rules apply to all campus dining employees, such as, for shirts, make sure they're appropriate. No exposed midriffs, plunging necklines, or offensive slogans or language. Pants should be clean, hemmed, and hole-free. Jeans are fine, but no sweatpants, please. Shoes need to be non-skid, closed toe and heel, and worn with socks. Per Missoula County's health code, if you're working around food, hair must be covered, like with our baseball cap, and braided or restrained every 4 inches. Lastly, dangling bracelets, necklaces, or earrings are not allowed. And that's about it. If you have a question, please check in with your manager. Here's one of the coolest perks for working with campus dining. You get to eat here. Campus dining employees receive one free meal for each day they work a shift of 3 hours or more. Student staff will need a voucher from their supervisor along with their Grizz card to redeem their staff meal. You'll have up to $15 or one swipe into the Food Zoo dining room to use toward a reasonable meal to rejuvenate and refuel after your shift. As you might guess, these meals aren't transferable and the vouchers are good only on the day of their issue. Your manager may ask that you eat in a particular location or during off-peak times, depending on your schedule and the time of your shift. Different conditions apply for catering, concessions, and Iron Grizz employees. Be sure to clock out at an agreed-upon time to take your meal break. For more specific information and some exceptions, ask your manager or visit the employee manual on the Campus Dining website. In the meantime, please enjoy. We appreciate you. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about today is UM's Equal Opportunity and Title IX guidelines, making sure everyone is hired, trained, treated fairly, and given opportunities for development regardless of who they are, what they look like, who they love, how old they are, and who or what they worship. It can often seem complicated to follow EEO laws, regulations, and what constitutes a violation of someone who's part of a protected class, so we made it a little simpler. Campus Dining employs over 300 student and temporary employees and 70 classified staff members. Despite training and careful management, sometimes people make mistakes. How well Campus Dining handles and addresses complaints and challenges is really about communication. You can help. Everyone has a responsibility to make sure harassment does not exist in our workplace. UMCD will never be a hostile work environment if we work together. If someone makes you feel uncomfortable, speak to your supervisor or their supervisor. Is it really that simple? Yes. Our management employees are trained to get associate director or director assistants. Together, they will work through the challenges in a way that addresses the problem and, to the extent possible, protects everyone's dignity. How do we define uncomfortable? We don't. You do. That simple physical reaction you feel in the pit of your stomach that says something is wrong is a little different for everyone, but that's what makes this work. If you're uncomfortable because of something you saw, experienced, or overheard, say something to your supervisor. If your supervisor is the one who's making you uncomfortable, we have managers, associate directors, and a director who would be happy to speak with you. If you have any questions, please reach out to your manager. You have the right to be comfortable at work. Here are a couple resources you can refer to for more information. UM's Student Conduct Code and Discrimination, Harassment, Sexual Misconduct, and Retaliation Policy. Copy down the links here or go to www.umt.edu and then search the policy names. Okay, that's it for policies, and we've about wrapped up this orientation. I know this has been a lot of information to take in, but you'll have the chance to ask and re-ask any questions that come up as you get in the groove of your work area. Sometimes it may seem like we're too busy to be approachable. We work really hard here. But be strategic about your timing and get your questions and concerns addressed before you leave each day if you can. If you need something to feel comfortable and confident in your job, by all means, let your manager or supervisor know. Like our director, Rich, said at the beginning of this video, it's our goal to make sure you feel welcome here and enjoy your time at work. It takes excellent communication to ensure that can happen, so keep those lines of communication open. To close us out, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to go through this orientation and for signing on with Campus Dining. We're totally glad you're here. Now let's do this. See you around.